Welcome back. Eric Adams is fighting to keep his current job as mayor of New York City, but he might have an offer for a new job. The New York Times reporting Trump advisors have discussed a job for Adams if he would quit the mayor's race. More from the Times. The goal, the People said, would be to give former Governor Andrew Cuomo a better chance of defeating Mr. Mamdani in November's general election. The discussions within Mr. Trump's orbit about making a potentially audacious intervention date back weeks, and it's unclear if they will ultimately amount to anything. But Democrat socialist Zohran Mamdani today said this is all a big ploy to help Andrew Cuomo.
That Andrew Cuomo is Donald Trump's choice to be the next mayor of this city. This is, however, about an affront to our democracy. An affront to what makes so many of us proud to be Americans. That we choose our own leaders. Not that they get to pick themselves. Not that they get to be picked by the President of the United States. If I was worried about polling, I wouldn't be the Democratic nominee.
Spokesperson for Adams, though, is pushing back on the report. Quote, Mayor Adams has not met with Donald Trump. Don't believe the noise. He's not dropping out of the race. The mayor is fully committed to winning the election, with millions of New Yorkers preparing to cast their votes. The article also claims the conversations have involved Republican mayoral candidate Curtis Sliwa, which Sliwa is also denying, saying, the only job I'm interested in is being the next mayor of New York City. I've not been contacted by the White House, and I'm not interested in a job with the White House. My focus is right here in New York City, as it has always been. Joining me now is a lifelong New Yorker. He's executive president of the Trump Organization. It is Don Trump Jr. Don, it's great to see you here on the show. Are there jobs for Adams and Sliwa in Washington, D.C. with the president?
You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't been involved since my father took the oath of office back on January 20th. So I don't know. I do think as a former New Yorker, someone who escaped the People's Republic of New York for the free state of Florida, though, the rise of communism, which is quite literally what it is with Mamdani, is really scary. What that will do to New York City when all the people who have the ability to flee will continue to come down here, move out of New York, it's just going to create a dystopian nightmare in the city. And I really hope that doesn't happen, because I have a very dear place in my heart still for that once great city.
And Don, you're not just a New Yorker, you're an American. So Mamdani is a warning to the rest of America. He's a canary in the coal mine. And we've already seen this play out in other places like Minneapolis, Minnesota, to some extent as well in California. What does it say to you that the left in so many places is embracing almost full communism?
Well, they are embracing full communism. The reality is you can't win an election, certainly not a national or statewide election, if you don't embrace that, because all of the dollars that fund those races are tied to the biggest lunatics in the Democrat Party. So while there are definitely reasonable Democrats out there, I don't think they have a chance at actually winning an elected office. They are not going to be the ones kowtowing to the transgender community. Therefore, they're out. They don't think that 3-year-olds should be jacked up with hormones and have genital mutilating surgeries to do that. That's the problem. The state of the Democrat Party is really in total disarray because they have no representation for the people who are reasonable and don't buy into every leftist narrative. We've seen that insanity. We've seen time and time again, Will, the 90-10 issues that are out there. And because of Trump derangement syndrome or, again, just overall insanity, the Democrats can't help but go all in for the 10%. They do that time and time again. They are totally lost. They're a rudderless ship, and that's going to continue until you have a disaster. And maybe that's what New York needs. Maybe it does have to go through that. Maybe like they say about addiction, maybe you have to hit rock bottom. And I can assure you, if one of these people continues to take office, and you mentioned a few of the other states where the same things are happening, they will see rock bottom, and they'll see it sooner than they think.
That's a scary proposition. What does that look like, rock bottom in New York City? You said you haven't been involved in the administration since your father took the oath of office. One thing both you and your brother have been involved in, Don, is Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. One of your firms today, American Bitcoin, debuted on the NASDAQ. It had a big day. You had a nice debut on the NASDAQ. Tell me why you, your brother, your family have been so interested in cryptocurrency. I'd be lying, Don, if I pretended with you here today that I fully understand the potential or the present of crypto, but that's something clearly that is big to the Trumps.
100%. And Will, a couple of years ago, I would have been right there with you, right? We built buildings. That's what we did. We built hotels and condominiums and incredible golf courses all around the world. That's what we did. We were hard asset guys. And then one night we got a call. Hey, 300 bank accounts of yours from major banks across they just canceled you. Not because there was a problem with the underlying business or because of anything, but they didn't like what you were saying, so we're just going to cancel you. So I think we have a long pattern of taking these difficulties, these things that would be insurmountable for so many people, and so many other Americans have faced these same challenges, Will, and we adapt. We use our soapbox. We use our sophistication. We use our balance sheet to overcome those issues. We did it when we got canceled and we weren't allowed to have free speech and we were thrown off social media platforms. We formed Truth Social. We've been doing these kinds of things time and time again. So when this happened with the banks, we realized, wait a second, what do you mean? I could have called the head of that bank at any other time in my business career, gotten a loan in about 5 minutes. Now we can't even make payroll to the guy that's a waiter at one of our restaurants. I mean, that's insanity. That is dystopian. That's the onset of communism that we were talking about earlier. And so we said, what is the solution for that? We started speaking to all of the greatest minds in the industry to realize that cryptocurrency is that. So we're really excited about taking ABTC public on the NASDAQ today. It's a great way for people to get Bitcoin exposure without going through the typical wallet structure and really figure out how to play it. But, Bitcoin, obviously, digital gold. This is going to be here to stay. You saw all the haters and people that were naysayers a few months ago are now putting in billion-dollar positions. We're super excited about it.
All right. And it was an awesome debut today on the NASDAQ. I owe it to the audience. I owe it to myself to some point try to figure out, exactly wrap my head and my arms around cryptocurrency. But I make you that promise. I will. I will when it's too late.
Call me. We'll make it happen, buddy.
Okay. I'll do it after it's too late, after all the money's been made. But at some point, I'll reach understanding on cryptocurrency.
By the way, we're just in the infancy, Will. We're just in the infancy. It's just starting, I promise.
All right, Don Jr., great to see you. Thank you.
Hey, it's Will Cain. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Cain podcast for full episodes right now.